Do you ever go somewhere and buy something new, a piece of clothing or a car or a house or anything? Do you usually go and look at one thing and then just buy it? Or is there a part of you that says, maybe I should compare this choice with other choices just to be certain? And isn't there some satisfaction in the comparison? And in the comparison, do you ever say, no, I'm just choosing that, and then, oh, there's another choice. There's another choice. There's another choice that's less good. There's another choice that's less good, and therefore I'm going to be uncomfortable about my first choice because there's a second choice. Or do you appreciate having choices that help you to evaluate and decide? Are you choosers? Or are you just acceptors of whatever is? Do you just look around and there it is and say, all right, I don't like it, but all right. We're not getting much back from you. You know that it's a trick, don't you? You know that we're baiting the trap, and you're all going to come in, and then we're going to get you. Well, we just want to point out that you are choosing all the time, and that everything about life is choices, and that often you are choosing without knowing that you're choosing because you don't know how you're choosing. So many people think that they're choosing with a word like yes, this is what I choose. When really what's going on is you're choosing with your attention to a subject. And so you're making a lot of choices that you don't mean, vibrational choices. And vibrational choices, by that we mean you're giving your attention to things, to some things wanted and some things unwanted, but choosing all of them in the important sense, that you are training yourself into vibrational patterns of choice. Because law of attraction is responding to your vibrational patterns. If your vibrational patterns are deliberate, then you like what's being chosen. But if your patterns are not deliberate, if you're just focusing, if you're just giving your attention to whatever's squeaking the loudest, or to whatever has the most airplay on television, or even to what's going on in your own household, what you give your attention to is vibrating. And as you give your attention to it, the vibration with just a little bit of attention becomes your own. And as you continue to give it your attention, then you practice the vibration further. And that's really all a belief is. A belief is just a thought that you keep thinking, or something that you keep focusing upon. So the point that we're making here with all of you is that we love you very much. You're sloppy thinkers. You give your attention to things wanted and unwanted, and in doing so, you practice all of that. But the really wonderful news in all of this is that as you're sifting and sorting through your life experience, you're launching all of these rockets of desire, because you can't know what you don't want without the equivalent what you do want being activated. And even though you may not consciously and easily then turn your undivided attention to what you do want as you have ascertained it from knowing what you don't want, still, the launching of that desire is a powerful and important thing, because the larger part of you, we like saying this so much to you, because the larger part of you, we so want you to hear this and know it and accept it and believe it and practice it until it is your own, because the larger part of you does flow with that new desire. The larger part of you does become the vibrational equivalent of it. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, it means two important things. It means, since the larger part of you knows what you want and gives undivided attention to what you want, it means that the probability, the certainty of you getting what you want is there. But the other thing that it means is that since you've lived life, and since you've known what you don't want, and since you've launched a rocket about what you do want, and since that rocket of desire is being held by the larger part of you vibrationally, it also means that you are, we love telling you this, it also means that you are going to feel the vibrational difference between what you have asked for and what the source within you is holding for you, and what you're doing vibrationally right now. In other words, your beliefs relative to your desires are always apparent to you in the form of emotion. Ooh, that was the best we've ever said that. Your beliefs become apparent in relationship to your desires, and you can tell by the way you feel how you're doing. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are. The worse you feel, the more not in alignment you are. And there's no downside to not being in alignment, because if you're not in alignment, it will just get bigger. Your desire will get stronger. If you have a desire and you're not practiced at it, your desire will get stronger. It's not going to go away. Now, many people would say that's a good thing, and many others would say, I wish my desire would go away because I felt better before I wanted that thing I cannot have. And we say, therein lies your problem. If you believe that there is anything that you want that you cannot have, then you're hurting, aren't you? If you want something and you do not believe you can have it, then you are hurting. But if you want something and you believe you can have it, then not only are you not hurting, you are enlivened by it. You are inspired by it. You are full of anticipation and exhilaration about it. Yes? So do you believe that you are the creator of your own reality? Yes. And do you understand that you do it by your attention to things? Do you believe that you can be a better focuser? And do you believe that your emotions will help you do that? Do you believe that the source within you knows what you want and is holding the steady vibration of it? And do you believe that you can feel your relationship to that steady vibration? Then we're done. Is there a beach somewhere? Is there someplace we could go? Because there isn't anything that we could say that is more important to you to know, and since you already know that, then the rest of this seminar will just be fluff, yes? We're eager to talk with you about anything that you are wanting to talk about. We are happy to discuss anything, and it is our promise to you that nothing is off limits and nothing will be out of order. Because the life that you have been living has caused you to launch your requests or questions, or even your understanding, into what we've been calling this vortex. You've been hearing us talking about the vortex. Do you know that you are vibrational beings more than anything else? And that even though you see with your eyes, that's just translating vibration? We know that's sort of hard to hear. Do you know that what you hear is a translation of vibration? That's easier to understand, isn't it? Smell, taste, touch, all of your physical senses, you're just really good at translating vibrations, and your emotions are that also. So as you move through life experience and you continue to sift through the data of your life, you are launching your preferences even if you are not verbalizing them accurately. And often you are not verbalizing them accurately, because often you say, I want that, or I love that, when the vibration that is within you defies those words. Because sometimes what you're saying and what you're offering vibrationally are not the same thing. And that really is the greatest value that a forum like this could have. Because if we can alert you, if we can help you to be consciously aware that your emotions are always accurate, and that they are letting you know how you're doing in relationship to what you've been asking for. So we'll be really brief here. We know most of you have heard this many times, but we want to lay it out here because it matters so much. You are more than the flesh, blood, and bone beings that you see sitting here. And you are more than the clumps that you see sitting on your individual chairs. You are an eternal consciousness, a part of which is expressing as the personality that you know as you. As this personality that you know as you is moving around and interacting with other personalities here in physical form, you are contributing to all that is in more magnificent ways than we can even begin to describe to you. Because through your interaction, you constantly come to new awarenesses of what would be even better from your perspective. So your perspective matters a great deal. And each time you privately or personally, singularly or collectively, come to a new awareness of what you would prefer, you emanate a vibrational rocket that the larger part of you turns undivided attention to and holds steady. Now, we've been describing, because we want you to get a sense of the realness of this vibration, because often our physical human friends don't want to call a vibration real because you can't see it. Esther purchased a really beautiful Tibetan energy bowl last week, and because she heard us say on a recording, as we were discussing with a person who had been sitting in the hot seat, and as Esther is listening back, it fascinated her so when she heard us tell this man who was talking about the plucking of a guitar string that the vibration of that pluck never ends. Your ability to hear it runs out, but the vibration never ends. Now, to some that is intriguing, to others it is frankly annoying. Because if the tree falls in the forest, then who cares? So Esther is banging on this bowl. And she can feel, even more than she can hear, the vibration of this bowl. And long after she is certain that she is not hearing it, she is still feeling it. And long after she is no longer feeling it, she is sensing it. In other words, vibration is what your world is about. And you are vibrational beings. So you've got two potential and usually two distinct vibrations going on. The vibration based upon what you're observing, what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, what you're remembering, what's active in you right now, and the vibration of the source within you on the same subject at exactly the same time. For example, when you look at someone and you find them lacking in some obvious way, the source within you isn't doing that. And that way you feel when you do that thing you do that we just described is what vibrational awareness feels like. In other words, you can feel your resonance with your inner being, which means you can feel your resonance with your expanded being, not who your inner being was the day you were born, but who your inner being now is as a result of all you've lived and all you've asked for and all you have become since you've been here in this physical body. You are expanding constantly, you see. And you got to keep up with your expansion if you are to be the joyous being that you were born to be. So, we like telling you that. We're just enjoying the resonance of the vibration that's going to the boundaries of the boundaryless universe, in other words. No ending to the rhythm, to the vibration of that which is you. You, like we, are eternal beings. But here you are in these physical bodies, and there's a reason that you are here. There's a reason that you are focused here in these physical bodies. You came because you want to distinctly and precisely and incrementally sift through life and come to new conclusions to which source will add its impetus for the expansion of all that is. And we want you to know the value of that which you are about. But we don't want to talk to you here today about you fulfilling your obligation as you are out here on this leading edge, because there is not any of that. You cannot cease being the advantage to all that is that you were born to be. Because everything that you focus upon causes expansion, and that expansion is for all of us to enjoy. So you can't get it wrong no matter how hard you try. But you can diminish your joy by not understanding this, or by focusing sloppily, or by pinching yourself off from the vibrational frequency that is the true resonance of who you are. So that's why we chat on and on endlessly with you, example after example of your beautiful lives, in order to lure you, thought by thought, back into vibrational alignment with who you really are. Because you are here as physical beings, and you are sifting and sorting, and there are things you want. There are places you want to go, and people you want to be with, and things you want to see, and things you want to possess. In other words, you are here as the physical manifested version out here on the leading edge.